Welcome in SEC football fans and fanatic family, man. It's your boy Coach I, man. We're here for Monday's reaction show to the SEC football weekend that was. Hey man, no disrespect to Coach Belichick. And you can have that game on as well. Put that on mute and listen to the boys, you know what I'm saying? Talk a little SEC reactions. We've had time to calm down a little bit from the emotional weekend that was college football weekend one was to me all that it needed to be and more. So without further ado, man, let's get into it.
No, I got you on this one, Coach. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fanatic. But we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, A64. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see.
That's right, man. Welcome in to another episode of the Snap Count on the Fanatic Sports Network. Here on the Fanatic, we talk SEC all the time. That's basketball and football. So, y'all, if you're new to the channel, man, hit that like and subscribe, man. Turn on your bell notification so you'll know when we go live. But just to let you know, we go live Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Mondays and Wednesdays is the Snap Count, where Mondays we give you our, weekend reactions. Wednesdays, we give you our upcoming weekend previews. And then Thursday is all dog talk. That's all Georgia football on Respect the Hedges. And then on Thursdays is our South Carolina football, all Gamecocks on the stat line. So appreciate y'all jumping in. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. What's going on? Bring my co-host in, the stat guy. What's up, stat?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, look, if your team ain't 1-0, I don't know what to say to you. Get better.
Get better. Hey, that's how it is, man. Listen, after the first game, you either first or you're last, like Ricky Bobby, man. So let's bring in our other guy who will be joining us on Mondays as well. Is my guy from Respect the Hedges, former wide receiver Georgia at Georgia, Shawty Parker. What's going on, Shawty?
Fellas, what's happening?
What's up, man? They say stats say if you ain't 1-0, we don't know what to tell you.
I love it. I like it. Get better. Get right. That ain't my fault.
That's right, man. That's right. We got some people already in the building, man. It's our guy B. Shaw. Hey, I'm working on Labor Day, man. Somebody got to do it because the money don't grow on trees. You know what I'm saying? First lady from Respect Heads get in and say, how about them effing dogs? We appreciate it. Listen, man, she said the Gamecock showed up. We're going to get into all that, man. Listen, we're going to go over, I got some SEC week 1 notes. We'll talk about the scores from all the games that were G5 versus the G5 or FCS or whatever. And then we're going to talk about the Big Six. The SEC did go 4-2 in the Big Six. That's versus Power 4 out of conference. That's right. So just some scores from around the horn is Mizzou. Hey, Mizzou was 61-6 over Central Arkansas, but they lost their quarterback due to injury on the first play on Thursday night. So we'll see what happens to Sam Horn. He's out indefinitely. Not much of a contest there, but shout out to Arkansas quarterback Taylor Green, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Last year he only had 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's already got to that halfway point again against Alabama A&M 52-7. But you got to do what you got to do in those type of contests. The Gators 55-0 over Long Island. Mississippi State 34-17 over Southern Miss. Kentucky 24-16 in a nail biter versus Toledo. The Dogs 45-7 over Marshall. OU handled business over Illinois State 35-3. Pavia and Company 45-3 over Charleston Southern. A&M with a little test in the first half, but end up handling business over UTSA 42-24, and Lane Kiffin blowing out the lesser competition in Lane Kiffin fashion 63-7. Georgia State. Just overall thoughts on weekend 1, stat guy. How'd you feel about weekend 1 for SEC football?
Man, I mean, just overall, it was just great to have football back. Great to see the SEC teams rolling back out there. Obviously, we had the week 0, but it was just good to get everybody back out here playing. You read the scores from the teams playing the lesser competition. I cannot wait until the day when all of that's done and we see nothing but Power 4 on Power 4 week 1, and let the big dogs eat and see what happens.
I'm with you on that, and I think that's coming sooner rather than later. Shawty, man, your take on week 1 for SEC football.
Hey, I'm just glad we ain't opening up with no top 10 teams. I tell you that much. But with that being said, just real talk, man. All jokes aside, I really think we are living and being able to watch in live time the transition of college football. And what I mean by that is the way that the transfer portal and the NIL is affecting teams. This was the first time since the poll era in 1936 that 4 teams in the top 10 lost on opening week.
1936, man. That's almost a century, bro. Like, what's going on, dog? That's crazy, man. I enjoyed the weekend as well, man. Of course, I'm a college football fanatic, hence the name of the channel. I thought the SEC looked good in spots and bad in other spots. I'm kind of with Shawty. I thought the Dogs handled business. We'll get into that more detail on Tuesday on the Respect the Hedges, but I'm glad we didn't open up with a banger like some of these other teams, man. Before we get into the other games, man, hey, if you out there and you go into the game anyway, you might as well get a discount while you're there. SeatGeek, use promo code FanAddictSports, and you get $20 off your first purchase. Might as well. You're going to buy it anyway, so you might as well save $20. All right, we got some other people in here. Brian Drakeford in the building. Say what's up, fellas. Appreciate you getting in, Brian. Dr. Govan in the house. Dr. Govan, hey, we appreciate you getting in. She wanted that Saturday night snap count. I told her it's going to move to Mondays. We got to decompress a little bit first, so we appreciate you getting in here. All right, man, first game on the docket is Auburn at Baylor. Auburn traveled to Baylor, beat those dudes 38-24. Shawty, what's your thoughts on Auburn, man?
I enjoyed it, man. I was happily surprised. It's not a lot of times that we talk good about Slaughter, but I have a little inside rivalry with this whole Jackson Arnold thing going on. So I was happy to see Jackson come in, and I think this offense fits his skill set much better than his previous destination. And it was just good to see him come out and thrive and do some good things. But that's about all I'm going to say about them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It is Slaughter at the end of the day. And it was good to see them handle business, man. Gus Malzahn has had a tough time, and he's trying to cool that seat off, man. But it was good to see Auburn as a team get out and just kind of get things back on track. Because to be honest, when Auburn is good, it's good for the conference.
Right. So, you mean Hugh Freeze, but I got you. Yeah. Now, I'm with you on Jackson Arnold, man. I thought Jackson Arnold looked a lot more comfortable playing football on Thursday than he did last year. Again, some of that's new environment, some of that's more experience. I thought his passing was a little lacking, but some of that is pass blocking. I thought the pass blocking was not up to par on Thursday's stat. What you think about the Auburn Tigers going to Baylor and handling business over a Big 12 team who some say should be in the runnings for the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, huge win to go out to Waco. You talk about a Baylor team coming off an 8-4 season. They're picked in the top 3 in the Big 12. Some people have them winning the Big 12. That's just a big time win when you can go knock off a top team from another conference. Especially, no offense to Auburn, but they were bottom tier in the SEC last year. So to be able to go as a bottom tier SEC team right now and get that big win, I think it does nothing but boost their confidence as they now can get a couple warm-up games and get ready for SEC play.
Right. Shout out to Hunter Gray for getting in. Looks like a Nose fan. Hey, stick with us, Hunter. We're going to be talking about that Alabama FSU game. Right. We're going to be talking about the Alabama FSU game here in after the Texas-Ohio State next. But Auburn and Baylor, man, it was actually, like I said, a good game. The one thing I say is, and me and Ty, shout out to Ty Hayes, man, Alabama fan, man, we was going back and forth on Twitter talking about Auburn secondary needs some help, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'll tell you, I hope that same secondary show up on the Plains when the Dogs down there, because that secondary did not look good. Now, what I will say is good luck trying to run on these dudes, because them dudes big up front, they strong, they athletic, they laterally quick, and they're not allowing you to run at all. Now, again, this is Baylor. I don't know how good their run game is, but I will say that Auburn's front four definitely look good. And then Jackson Arnold just was his ability to make plays. Like, we watched a lot of times last year where he didn't make the right read, or he wouldn't pull the ball, or he wouldn't throw it away. He ain't had that problem on Thursday. The dude was getting up out that pocket, and
He looked more confident, man.
yeah, what'd you say that is? Just new environment, Shawty?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like this right here. You know, I always tell people, you know, when they in the dating world, listen, date the person who like you. And I think Jackson on the field good. It feels good to be wanted. I think he really felt like, oh, you didn't want him.
Right.
And going to get this second chance, going to this new place and winning the starting job, I think says it all. And I think it gives him a chance to do what he couldn't do last year, and that is play fast.
I definitely agree with that, man. And sometimes you need to change your scenery to do that. And that's not even to say that, you know, hate on your old school. It's just sometimes the old school, like you say, love the one that love you. Then that's how it is. Cuzzo getting in the building. Will Smith say, what's up, fam? I know you happy today. LSU pulled out that win. We'll be hang on with us, Cuzzo. We'll be talking about them LSU Tigers here coming up soon, too. So, Stat, your overall thoughts on Auburn, man, and how it looked for them coming down the season with this win out of Baylor.
Well, I mean, it's obviously better to be 1-0 than 0-1. Look, this is one that I think if Hugh Freeze wants to be coaching in the Iron Bowl, they had to have. Now, right. I think they got to find – there's another one or two on the schedule that I think they can get, but I think he's coaching for his life right now. And, look, man, we know one thing about Hugh is he can put points on the board. And so if they can kind of figure out that secondary, or if that D-line is for real, this Auburn team might give some folks some problem.
That's going to be their best friend is that D-line.
It is. I think that D-line is going to be able to get off, you know, I ain't going to say all three and outs, but they're going to be able to get off the field quick. They're going to get the ball back to their offense. And now the key is the offense has to do the same thing they did against Baylor to stay on the field, even when they're not getting touchdowns, so that their defense ain't, you know, tired. Because like I said, I watched that secondary and I'm telling you, they got some, what's crazy is they got some talent in the secondary. I don't know what the issue is. Maybe we holler at our guys at Water Cooler Talk podcast, Auburn fans, man, to figure out what their secondary doing. But the secondary wasn't secondary on Thursday.
But you know what's scary about Auburn? What's scared me about them, because they're starting to kind of go back to this kind of makeup. Because Jackson Arnold is going to be able to unlock that running game. Yeah. That's going to keep that offense on the field, making long drives, chewing up the clock. And that's going to really help their defense out, man. Now they'll be able to just get after the quarterback a little bit more, because now other teams don't have as many possessions.
I'm with you on that. And like I say, and if they can stay healthy and improve on what they did, could be some spoilers coming up for the Auburn Tigers. Man, next game up, man. It's the game that everybody was talking about. Everybody listen. Texas lost to Ohio State at Ohio State 14-7, man. And Arch did not look good. But what I will say is, and somebody said it best on Twitter, Arch didn't post not one article about being the top guy. Arch didn't say it's the media hyped the dude up since he graduated, dog. Even before he graduated, really, he's like an 11th grader as the next coming of maybe Peyton Manning in Peyton Manning form freshman year or something like that. I mean, the Manning name carried that, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to give my take on it first, man. Both of the defenses out there look ahead of both offenses. Julian Sayin did look a little bit more comfortable than Arch Manning, but he didn't blow us out the water either. Also, the number one quarterback the year following Arch. Ohio State receivers had, and I know that, like, we talk about the game, but they had 3 drops, which was crazy, and Jeremiah Smith had 2 of them. That was wild to me. Texas, for sure, has a DB in Littleton. I think his name Littleton. He's a true freshman, number 29. That dude was out there balling. He was left on the island with Jeremiah Smith a couple of times and made plays. So shout out to him, man. Texas wide receivers couldn't get no separation, man. And that's what I've been trying to tell Dog fans about Carson's time last year. And we'll get into that tomorrow a little bit too. But you can't get no separation, though. Now the quarterback got to fit the ball in the tighter windows. He pressing a little bit more, and he can look uncomfortable. So that's a little bit about what my take is, man. Like, what you think about that stat? Like Ohio State definitely looked like the better team, and Arch didn't look good. But I don't think Texas is as bad as people saying they are.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with Stark and the play calling. I was not a fan of some of the QB sneaks on those 4th and shorts. Like Arch's mobile, get him roll him out the pocket, give him the option to run or pass, get him outside, not just running him straight up at the big uglies up front. Like Ohio State had like 5 or 6 times last year where they won games because they got goal line or fourth down stops. Why test probably the best part of their defense? Get Arch outside. Like, I just didn't think it was a well-called game. And then going to Arch not looking comfortable. What was with all the sidearm passes? Man, I need to stay off Twitter, but I saw a clip on Twitter, and it was his passes, and it was a monologue or whatever with the dude from Napoleon Dynamite, the uncle. And it was uncle sidearm in the football. I was like, bro, I got to stay off Twitter, dog.
I think it's because sometimes, like, I don't know about the sidearming, and shout out to our resident Texas fan in here, BNG. Appreciate it getting in, BNG. Say sup, fellas, hook 'em. I think some of his play did have to go with play call. I think they kind of slow played him in the beginning, as if, like, almost calling the game as if he's never played before. Like, the dude threw for over 900 yards plus last year. Like, I'm not saying go in and open up the whole playbook, but like 2 quarters, like, you can't go 2 whole quarters and keep a vanilla offense against a team like Ohio State, Shawty. I mean, you got to move the ball, though.
Yeah, man, I think, somebody who we're not giving credit to is Matt Patricia. I think him coming from the NFL, running some of those NFL schemes, I think he threw some things at Texas that they just weren't ready for. Right. And, Eli Manning, to your point, Coach, that was one of the first things that stood out. I mean, Arch. That was one of the first things that stood out to me was that, the receivers were not getting separation.
None.
And then when they were open, he's skipping the ball to them like he's throwing it on the lake. Like, man, wide open, you can't make the throw. And so that's why it's hard for me to give him an excuse, because when he did have opportunities on basic kind of things, he was not able to make the play. So I don't know if he was nervous or flustered. But at the same time, I don't think either one of those teams offensively will look as inept again against the rest of their schedule. I just think you saw 2 NFL caliber, defenses.
I think the same thing, like I said, and I think the most egregious throw from Arch was the drag route where the guy was wide open. It was 3rd down. He throws it behind him. The guy gets one hand on the ball. Other than that, man, like I said,
I don't know. He skipped one wide open in the first half, maybe the first drive.
Well, I don't know, but that was first play of the game. What I'm saying is that was a have to have it or you get off the field. That's the only reason why I say that. BNG say Arch is gonna be fine. I think so. I think Arch is gonna be fine. I think Texas will be good. And to Shawty's point, I think both of those defenses are really good, like I say. And Sark didn't help the guy out. And I'm gonna say this. I like Wingo, super athletic, straight line speed, not much of a wiggler. Same thing for, I forget what the other number is, but the number 13, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that caught the touchdown, like, he the only one that was consistently creating separation. Like, everybody else, like, I'm like, dog, y'all got to get away from these DBs, dog. Again, that's the strength. I think we would say the strength of OSU's defense. But if you're supposed to be like a top team, dog, you got to be able to create separation, give your quarterback chance to get in there and throw that ball. So
I do wonder if there are any limitations to Sark's offense,
like as in what? Give us an example.
A play calling. Can we give him the whole playbook? I mean, he's there his 3rd year, but I just know Sarkisian. He's a hell of a play caller, and I just didn't see schematically like he was. He didn't look like he was. Granted, it's the first game of the season, but he just didn't look like he was in a groove as an offensive coordinator to maybe the 3rd quarter.
Right. I guess maybe so. And he was a little bit more aggressive when, like you say, when he came out 3rd quarter. Maybe it took him a little while to get into it. But, as a seasoned play caller, like, what we doing here, dog? Like, you got, like, maybe he went into the game overestimate Matt Patricia or kind of calling plays not to lose against another, heady former NFL, defense coordinator and head coach. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't think they did much to help him out. He didn't play good. They also got to have a little bit more of a running game. I like Wisner and Baxter. I don't think they committed to the run enough to me. That's just me. And their O-line, again, I thought their O-line looked okay. I don't know about I don't know about elite, but the defense, I know one thing. I think the defense is here to stay. So if nothing else, they can keep them in the game while Arch figures it out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So Will says the way he was throwing the ball looked like he was scared to throw the ball. I mean, he could have been scared to make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was
Nerves.
it. Yeah, nerves. BNG says, well, Arch and the offense will get better together over the next couple with 3 cupcakes. Listen, he's saying something that a lot of fans be thinking about, like forget about it. Like they're gonna look better in the next couple of weeks because it ain't gonna be Ohio State for one. And it gives you a time, you know what I'm saying, to kind of get your chemistry together and things of that nature, which is what me and Shawty alluded to with Georgia starting out with Marshall. You know, it was initially supposed to be UCLA. I don't think it would have been much different considering what we saw from UCLA on Saturday. But Stevie G, what's going on, man? Being 1-0 is great. That's right, man. If you want to know, hey, if you want to know, then join the club. We appreciate you getting in, CVG. Parker Livingston, that's it. Listen, I would not be surprised. And again, I won't be surprised if Parker Livingston lead them in receptions. Maybe not yards, but receptions, because again, he's the only one that physically, to me, looks like he can get in and out of breaks. He has fluid hips. The other 2 guys are super athletic, you know, speed demon type guys, maybe can, you know, get down the field and have bigger plays. So they may end up with more yards. But I think Parker Livingston and Archer have a little something going down the line. Y'all got anything else on this game before we move on to the next one? All right, I think we covered
Texas
that. All
get
right.
better.
Texas get better. All right, man. Tennessee 45, Syracuse 26. Shout it. Give me your thoughts.
I was impressed, man. I really thought it was going to be a closer game. I knew Syracuse, you know, they lost a lot last year, and I'm a fan of Fran. But Tennessee surprised me. The quarterback was, you know, he handled the offense much better than I thought he would do. And the offense looked explosive. I was just really shocked that they was able to score that many points on Fran Brown like that. Well, no, I should say Syracuse. I was just very surprised. May have to reconsider my thoughts on Tennessee because I really thought they were going to take maybe a step and a half, maybe 2 steps backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But they look like they holding pretty packed right now. And honestly, as a team, they look better than they did last year. Granted, it's the first game, overreaction week, you know, but they look better as a team offensively than they did last year.
Stat, what you think?
Yeah, man, I was definitely impressed with Joey Aguilar. I think he looked good. Obviously, you see some of the high throws. Some balls got away from him, which probably points to him leading the country in interceptions last year. But, man, he put some balls on the money, and I felt like the offense looked really comfortable with him at the helm. And then, you know, former South Carolina high school product, Braylon Staley, kid that both of us wanted coming out of high school. Georgia and South Carolina were after, ended up at Tennessee with the 73-yard touchdown reception. Like, that offense was rolling.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Shawty, you and Shawty, man. I thought the offense looked good. I knew the defense was going to be good. Number 7, Carter on Tennessee's defense. I think he plays linebacker. Dude's an animal, and he was everywhere. So I expected them to be good. They was playing without their best corner, all SEC corner. I want to say McCoy, and they still look good. Now, again, it was against Syracuse, but I think Syracuse is a pretty formidable opponent in week 1. Power 4. Fran Brown's doing a much better job than his predecessor there at Syracuse. So I thought it was a good win. I thought Aguilar for sure looked better than anything Nico did his whole time. And be honest with you, better than Joe Milton too. They haven't had a quarterback that looked like this since Hendon Hooker. He looked comfortable in the offense. He's definitely a better passer than Milton or Nico. He may not be, have the arm strength or the athletic ability that those guys have, but he's definitely a better passer. So one thing I say about their wide receivers, they look kind of like robotic, like stiff, like they don't have the fluid hips. Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley. Like, I'm interested to see if you can, maybe go cover 2, not cover 2, but man under with like 2 safeties deep. If they can get in and out of breaks and hit you with some short stuff, they just don't look very fluid right now. And again,
and
they didn't have to.
Yeah, they don't run them with sticks. They ain't really running no, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
like route running type of routes, you know what I'm saying, spin outs and digs and things like that. They running most of stick routes, slants, posts, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
1-step cut route, you know.
Right. And that's gonna fit them because if they have to do anything like a comeback or like a deep over or anything, like it's not going to be real good for them because, like I said, I don't think they can get in and out them breaks. B. Shaw say Tennessee coach makes it easy for quarterbacks. He does, but they still got to be able to toss that thing. And the last two guys couldn't really toss it. The running game, the running back looked pretty good. I mean, he's not Dylan Sampson, but he was formidable. I think as long as Joey Aguilar doesn't turn the ball over, you know what I'm saying, and he was 16 for 28, 247 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? As far as Tennessee is concerned, let's see. Stevie G says Vols defense looked like they took a step back. Will you think so, Stevie G? In what area would you say that? I mean, they did give up 26 points. But I will say that's why I say beating an opponent like Syracuse is good because I feel like Syracuse is going to have a good offense regardless. They definitely had a good running back and the quarterback Angelini, or is that how you say his name? Angelini,
yeah,
or something like that, Angeli or something. He actually looked, Angeli. He looked comfortable too. So Stevie G, let us know how or what level, but was it D-line, linebackers, or secondary that you think took a step back. Benji says, I thought Syracuse was going to give Tennessee some issues. Then I forgot Tennessee had Aguilar. Team Taco. That's our guy, Benji, boy. That's crazy. Let's see. Said that was a very good win for Tennessee. My OU pal likes to see Tennessee struggle anyway. Listen, it was a good win. Listen, Power 4 out of conference win is always a good resume boost. I'll be honest with you. It don't matter if it's Northwestern, Rutgers, Vandy. It don't matter. Trojan Fight getting in the building. What's going on, Trojan Fight? Appreciate you getting up in here, man. Our resident Southern Cal fan. They wore somebody out. Ran out of points on the scoreboard or something like that. Y'all got any final thoughts on Tennessee Cuse before we get to one of the bigger shockers of the day?
No, I'm good.
All right, so the bigger shocker of the day, I think, was Alabama losing to Florida State 17-31. Stat, let us know what's up, dog.
Man, I don't know what kind of mortgage Kalen DeBoer has down there in Tuscaloosa, but he might need to tell the wife
a 2-year fix.
The wife needs to tell her something. Like, bro,
so give me this. I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. We'll do this way. Give me the thing that most shocked you about the loss on Saturday, Florida State over at Alabama.
Effort.
Okay. Just all over offense and defense.
Offense, defense, coaches, trainers, everybody. Effort. It just felt like they were going through the motions of random practice in the summer. Like this wasn't a game. And that's why I said that's the thing to me that's so disheartening is like, man, I remember them Alabama teams from the late 90s and early 2000s before they became the dynasty. And hey, I'm licking my chops for them to return. Come on back.
Shawty, what about you, man? What's the biggest shocker?
You know what's shocking, man, is that, you know, and I've said this before, man, I think the boy is a great coach, just a bad fit.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, you know, I always say coming into year 2, that's generally when coaches have their biggest leap.
Yeah.
Because you have that year of consistency coming back, you got a chance to kind of establish the way you want to do things. Florida State got a whole new roster down there, man. They got transfers from everywhere. No consistency. And you lose to a team like that that's unranked. That guys ain't been together for about 4 months, 3 months.
You know what it reminded me of, Shawty? It reminded me of the Colorado TCU game in prime first year, where Colorado obviously looked like they was way more ready to play than TCU, and being led by Sonny Dykes, who's a veteran coach. Like Florida State looked way more prepared, you know what I'm saying, than anything Alabama could put on the field, man.
Can I share my screen right quick?
Yeah. Put it in there.
Let me.
Okay, go ahead. You put it in there, and I'm gonna read this comment right while you're doing that. Trojan Fight says, "Did you see the guy FSU quarterback selling the Nick can't save you t-shirt?" I did, Trojan Fight. Like, listen, one thing I want to say, Castellanos came out, talked big in the offseason, said that, hey, I just don't think without Nick Saban they can do anything to stop me. He stood 10 toes down. He was one of the major reasons why they won. It wasn't like he rode the back of his teammates. And then he come back and he doubled down on it and said, I got these shirts for you that says Nick can't save you. So Shawty got a screenshot for us. All right.
So look, let me tell you something. So if I'm Alabama, then what I mean about, you know, the culture and things, like he's just not the right guy. You see this safety right here?
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna show you the effort. I think Stat Guy used the word effort. Did you say something about effort, Stat Guy?
Yes, sir.
What?
Hold
What?
on. So I can't. We can't play it. We can't play it because it's a YouTube video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about though. That play right there where number 18 was chasing the play.
Yes, dude. Like you are, if you're in the NFL, you cut, or if you're in college, you can't play for me.
Yeah,
you can't play for me. Not with that. Not with
like
not with that kind
you
of
taking scholarships today.
Yes, you gone. You can't. You ain't. You're not the right guy. You're not who I thought you were. That's just unacceptable, man. And I think that's just a microcosm of what their team is going through right now.
Right. Stevie G says not the Bama of old. Like I think I'm like Stat and what you said, like the effort. Again, anybody can get beat on any given day. Not only was they outplayed physically, they would like Florida State was faster than them, quicker than them, stronger than them. You know, they wanted it more. And then when you see plays like the one that you pointed out with safety number 18, I think he was preseason all SEC too, if I'm not mistaken. He literally was jogging and the dude was just running. Like one thing you'll hear former players like Shawty them say, like, you got to give effort on the play, if nothing else, because when you go to film room, you still got to grade out. Like nobody wants to be up on the big screen giving that kind of effort. Like I'd be interested to be in that film room, in the secondary film room where he was giving that effort, and they had a laser on him for a long time. It was shocking to me to see a Alabama team look like that. And then DeBoer also looked out of depth for a coach that's coached in so many games and went to a natty. Is a winner like that. 40, like I want to say 43 pass attempts, and in the second half they only ran the ball like three, 4 times, something like that. Though
it goes back to my motto, Coach. Your team starts taking on the personality of your head coach. He's too nice and he's too soft, and that's what's happened to Alabama as a team. Simple.
You're right. And listen, even in his post game, man, he was saying that, like, he said some stuff like they had prepared. He felt like they was well prepared. I'm like, it definitely did not show. So we'll say Florida State hit Alabama in the mouth. Like that first drive that Bama goes down, running the ball, mixing in the pass, but mostly run. 11 plays, I think it was, scored with, like, you know, those are the scripted plays. You know what I'm saying? The scripted plays, they look like Alabama. Oh, FSU took that. I mean, they ate that 7 and then countered with like 3 straight scores. And then it was like Bama couldn't recover, like mentally, right?
Took the lunch money. I mean, just plain and simple. But that's where you talk about, and I think I didn't care who won or lost this game, but just watching it and wanting good football, the thing that I hate watching is I watch one team leave it all out on the field, and I watch another team not give a damn. And I'm like, why even, like, just stay in the locker room? Why even come out if this is the effort you're going to give? Like, and that's why I said it's all about effort, and it's everybody. It's not, I mean, that was the play. Like, I saw that and about broke my dang TV remote. Like, this is ridiculous watching it live. But it's like, why is it like, just the whole thing about the game? But hey, good for Florida State. The quarterback talked his talk in the offseason. They said they were going to handle disrespect on Saturday, and clearly they showed how they handle disrespect by not caring and taking it on the chin. So,
right. I think the only one that really came to play was Jeremy Bernard, but he was out there like a man. He's a man without a team out there looking around like Jamie Foxx in any given Sunday. Like, he brought his invisible juice, but didn't nobody else bring it. So, hey, man, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, Alabama got chances to rebound. They got Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken, next weekend. Wisconsin ain't.
I think they got a small team there in Wisconsin, right?
Okay, a small team there in Wisconsin. So they got 2. They got a week, and then they got another P4 opponent. I think they get them at home because I think they traveled to Wisconsin last year. So not to say Wisconsin is or ain't Florida State, but another P4 opponent nonetheless. Said DeBoer is a good coach, but Bama is not to get. That's right. That's what Shawty been saying that since he got hired, to be honest with you. Because again, him and Nick Saban couldn't be more different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nick hard-nosed defensive guy. DeBoer don't even like to be in the media. Let Ryan Grubb, more so do that before he got to Bama. It's kind of a easygoing and an offensive guy. And so I don't know.
Now,
not in this conference.
Now I will add on. This could just be completely flukish, but every team that Lee Corso picked on Saturday and every place he has ever played and or coached all won. So maybe they were just trying to send the Sunshine Scooter out on top, and maybe Alabama was selling for that, and they're going to look completely different next week.
That's that. You did bring up a good point. It is going to be interesting to see how Norvell, traverse the rest of the season, because did they shoot their wad this weekend? No, did it? Or will he still be able to keep them coming back and keep that same energy throughout the season? Because that's tough to do.
It is, and Castellanos in his past has been up and down. So I'm interested to see if they get up too, because they still got to play Florida and they still got to play Miami.
And Clemson.
Oh, and Clemson. That's right. You're right. And Trojan Fight says DeBoer is more of a player's coach type. Yeah, and Nick Saban's more of a general of an army. So it's like two contrasting styles. So we'll see how that plays out. Going forward. Go ahead, Stat.
I was going to say, just to give you my thoughts on that. While he's been up and down in his career, you do have a quarterback that is kind of your vocal leader all offseason, and he's been through the rigors of the ACC multiple times. I don't think this was their one shot. I think they're loading up the slingshot to shoot stones at everybody.
Stat.
And he could be that kind of guy.
Hold on, Shawty. Hold on. Stat, did you just say rigors of the ACC?
I'm trying to help him out.
That Boston College defense, dog. I mean, that Boston, North Carolina. This is not for nothing. North Carolina TCU 7-7 right now. Yeah, I don't know about rigors, but I get your point.
Hey, they play 12 games too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. BNG says, I felt that being the first game out the gates, FSU could peak. That's what it started to say. Hey, did they shoot their wide? Again, no diddy, man. But Miami definitely is more intriguing team and try to forecast. Right. But they'll get to play each other and handle that on the field. I want to say that's October the 11th, if I'm not mistaken, that they played down. Florida State and Miami played in Tallahassee. So that'll be an interesting one. And it'll be interesting to see if either one of those teams can keep it up and challenge Clemson, even though Clemson lost to LSU. Because while Clemson lost to LSU and the last other three SEC teams they faced, they pretty much be handling the ACC. So that'll be interesting. So speaking of Clemson took a L in the real Death Valley, in the fake Death Valley. I don't know. I think LSU will say the real Death Valley is in Baton Rouge. They beat them 17-10. What I will say is, while Clemson and LSU both played good defense in the first half, if you watch the second half, even though it was 17-10, it was clear who the better team was. Again, this wasn't a blowout score-wise, but it was obviously clear who the better team was. Shawty, man, I know you watched this game. Who stood out to you on that LSU team?
Wow, they had a few players. Definitely Nussmeier is the easy guess on offense, and my boy had a resurgence on defense, number 7. He don't change number 3 times in position 3 times. Right. So, but this game was, one thing I will say about Brian Kelly, man, he made he made an emphasis to, change the way he do things in the offseason so he could come out and win an opening game. And he made a great adjustment in the fourth quarter in the passing game. And it helped Nussmeier numbers look a lot better. But he started throwing the ball horizontally, just as an extension of their running game to help chew up the clock. I thought that was just to me that was just like the most important thing, what's the word I'm looking for? not
Mhm.
adaptation, but the report adjustment
Adjustment. Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that he made throughout the game, especially offensively. So shout out to Brian Kelly, man. It shows me he's starting to be the coach that I always thought that he could be. And it's just amazing to see what he's finally doing with this program, because at the end of the day, if he don't do it this year, when you gonna do it?
Right. And to that point, man, we always talk about coaches being in-game coaches or, film coaches, things like that. Like anybody, like a lot of these analysts out here, coordinators or head coaches, they can sit in the film room and draw up a good play. That first scripted 10, 12, 15 play variation always look pretty good. But who can settle in and make adjustments? And Brian Kelly definitely made those adjustments because, again, they was having a little they held their own against Clemson's defensive front, but it wasn't getting a lot of push. So, Stat, what you thought about LSU Clemson? I know as a Gamecock, you love to see Clemson take that L.
Yeah, that was great to see. Well, first, the real Death Valley is in Baton Rouge. Them people up there in Pickens County play in Memorial Stadium and rub a little rock after riding the short bus around the stadium. But look, man, to me, the dominating factor in this game, and LSU dominated Clemson in many aspects of this game.
Mm-hmm.
But from the coaching, the in-game adjustment coaching side, how do you let a team line up, same formation, and run the same exact play 3 times in a row for 3 first downs when you're trying to get the ball back? You're only down 7, and
Right.
you let them line up.
Called being out coached.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you went out, you got the DC you wanted, and this is the performance he gives you. It was just bad. Also, I know they have issues. They don't have a true running back. They moved a wide receiver to running back. They have a freshman they like, but 31 yards on the ground is nasty work. I want to say like their last 30 something plays, their last 36 plays were all pass or all drop backs. And it's like, at some point you have to still show run to
Right.
protect the quarterback. And so the fact that they completely got away from the run game, I know the ACC, we talk junk about the ACC, but if that's going to be their offensive philosophy, I don't know if they're getting back to Charlotte.
I'm in total agreement with that because, like, even if you're not getting yards, if you, again, we talked about this. Me and Charlotte have talked about this with Georgia in the past under Mike Bobo. You got to have a feel for the game. This game was obviously going to be a one-score game, low-scoring game. They actually was calling plays as if they were down. You know what I'm saying? Like down 2 to 3 touchdowns. And most of the game, like in the first half especially, they was actually up 10-7. So it's like, why are y'all calling so many pass plays? Again, even if you're not getting any yardage, you got to actually commit to the run so that you can keep those guys in the box and try to get some of these young wide receivers. I know Antonio Williams went out early with an injury, but they got some guys behind Tyler Brown. They got Brian Westco, TJ Moore. Like, these guys can actually catch the ball, dog. So I thought underwhelmingly and rightfully so, LSU was able to take advantage of their DBs. 23 Hampton for Clemson is very handsy, got 4 PIs. I mean, it's good to be physical, dog, but like after the second PI, something got to change. Though. You can't just keep giving first downs away. That, like, as a coach, that's frustrating, dog. Like, you just giving them first downs. Like play through the ball, try to make a play. Again, if you saving a touchdown, that's different. But like, you just out here getting, you know what I'm saying, pass interference and giving away first downs. We need to figure something out. And for all the Avion Terrell's greatness, he just was too small against who LSU has found a weapon in Tre'Davious Green, dog. That dude, what is he, like 6'5", something like that? 6'6", 6'7".
6'7", yeah.
Like, he gonna be a problem. I'm gonna just say
moves
that, like,
pretty good too.
Right, definitely moves like a wide receiver, not like a tight end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Hal Perkins, like Shawty said, he is back. The dude, they finally found a position. They got him playing the star. He's roaming the field. He was everywhere, and I'm glad to see it because he got hurt last year, Game 5. Even after a disappointing year before that, they didn't really know where to play him. Shout out to
Well, he don't play a different position every year.
Right. Shout out to Blake Baker, the DC man. He finally found a fit for the guy. And I'm gonna shout him out, man, because when they knew they had the game, all they had to do was stop Clemson in that last drive that Clemson had. They didn't go prevent and let Clemson just try to march down the field. They called some different plays. He's very aggressive as a DC. I love that. I'm like, if you've been stopping them all game, don't go prevent at the end and let them drive down the field. So shout out to Baker, man. LSU's offensive line held their own. Like I say, I think it was if you was grading it, they was a stalemate with Clemson's D line, who some have said is one of the two best in the nation. So, but also on defense, LSU defense is back. Let's just say that LSU defense definitely looks to be back. One of the best pickups out of the portal that nobody talked about was Delane, the DB from Virginia Tech. That dude had everything on lock. Number 4 for LSU. He had everything on lock on his side. So LSU comes up with the big win. As of now, say they the real Death Valley down in Baton Rouge. We'll see what they got because they don't have an easy schedule at all. So it's going to be interesting watching them, navigate that schedule. They got to play South Carolina. They got to play Oklahoma, Alabama.
We better hope Nussmeier is not ramping up.
Ooh,
that's all I'm going to tell you.
Listen, I said it all off season, Shawty. I don't know all these preseason polls. Cade Klubnik made first team All-American. Man, Garrett Nussmeier, top to bottom, best quarterback.
He the real deal.
Coming back. I like, what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And their offensive line, even when Clemson got pressure, he get the ball. Stat called it. He get the ball out so quick it don't even really matter. It's like he's a processor. He knows where he's going. He can read your defense and pick you apart. So I'm interested to see because if let's just say, what if LSU is peaking and they didn't not blowing their wad on Clemson, but what if they peaking? What if they on the upward trajectory? I'm just saying they got some guys out there. So I told Stat, I'm glad the Dogs would only have to see LSU in Atlanta.
Well,
the only thing, where is that?
I was going to say one thing to keep in mind as far as a negative on this game is Ryan Kelly made some questionable decisions. We talked about it at the end of the first half. It's 10-3. You take the field goal. You take the points. This was always going to be a one possession game. You take the 3 points there. Like, that was just such a horrible decision in my mind to go for the touch. Like, just take the points. So there's some stuff that they have to clean up, not only player-wise, but with those involved in the decision-making, because that was head-scratching to me when this always felt like it was a one-score game, why you wouldn't take the points.
Shawty texted me right when that happened because I was typing him right when it happened. Like, you got to take the points.
They be chasing. I don't know if it be the analytics or what, but they be chasing points way too early, man. I just don't understand it. Especially, it's the first quarter. I mean, you down 7-0. Get 3 points just to get some points on the board, get some momentum for your offense to prove that you know what I'm saying. I just don't understand. To Stat Guy point, I just don't understand it.
Right, and I think it is some of the analytics and things of that nature. Because just like to reference another game, I listened to I forget who the dude was calling the Tennessee Syracuse game. Tennessee was up 17-0, and it was 55 seconds left in the first quarter. He said, "Well, they got to pass now, and Tennessee gonna have to be able to pin their ears back." I'm like, they got 3 more quarters, dog. Like, the analytics telling you they got to pass because 3 quarters, 17 points. That's 2 touchdowns and a field goal, dog. Like. It's like Brian Kelly taking it, trying to go for it. Stark did it on their first drive at Ohio State. It's like, dog, grab some field goals out here. What we doing?
Right. Like, part of my problem with the analytics side of the thing is everybody uses them. At some point, you throw the analytics out the window, and you got to have a feel for the game.
Right.
Because if you use analytics with your feel for the game, like, okay, maybe we possibly go for this. And maybe then you use the analytics as far as what are we better at right now? Are we having a better job? Are we doing a better job running against this team or throwing these certain routes? And that's how you use the analytics within the decision making. But if you don't have your finger on the pulse and you're just out here reading a sheet of paper, oh, it's 4th and 3 on their side of the field, I guess I'm supposed to go for it. Like, please try to
not
play
if
like
you not if you 0 for 4 4th down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless the game dictates it.
So it's like you do stuff like that, and then you wonder, you're like, dang, man, how did we get beat today? I don't know. Maybe you're an idiot and you made bad choices all game long. Like, shit like that bothers me. Like, because I am a stats, like I do a lot of stuff with statistics, but it's if you don't feel the game,
right,
those statistics don't mean anything.
Right, because a lot of times you can make stats say what they want to say. We all know that.
Yeah.
So, Shaw, do you have something to say before we move to the last game?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the only thing that that I would take into a positive about playing LSU, like if it's we had to play LSU,
Yeah.
it's just that we may not have to necessarily play 11 on 11 football. He's somewhat of a stationary
We
target,
know
and
we
we
know
can
what he
game
gonna be.
plan. Right, we
We
can
know what
game
he
plan a
gonna
little
be.
bit better for that.
Right, and to be honest with you, like we got some longer, faster DBs. You know what I'm saying? So that may help as well. Because and Tom Allen's in his first year at Clemson. I think he's gonna be better. He's loads better than the guy they had, the last 2 years, who was one of those guys who was the analyst who didn't have a feel for the game. Just leave him in the film room. Note OU, leave him in the film room. Like I'm just telling you. So last
This
game on
got
the
out
docket.
coach, man.
Yeah, the whole
Oh.
staff, right, top to bottom. Last game on the docket, man. South Carolina beat Tech. South Carolina wins 24-11. Stat guy, your Gamecocks got the dub, man. How you feeling? What you think?
Hey, end of the day, we want to know. Wasn't pretty, but a lot of good to take from the game. A lot of stuff that I'm sure is being talked about in the meetings today when they got back on campus, and so it was a good first game. You like a tune up against a Power 4 opponent. I would much rather have that instead of beating somebody 35-3 on opening weekend from the FCS level. I really am not a fan of the FCS game next week, but hey, we got to win against a Power 4 opponent, and now we get to take the good from it and work on the bad and try to keep it moving. We got to go one goal on mine this year, and that's to make it to Atlanta.
Did this game play out, Shawty, like you thought it would, or did South Carolina look better or worse than you thought they would?
Listen, I told Stat Guy, I think last week with their game, how their game flow supposed to go, and they kind of played that way. Seller's gonna run the ball, he's gonna drop it off short, and you're gonna have one receiver, which is Nick Harbor, gonna be a big play. He ain't gonna lead the team in reception, but he's gonna lead it in yards and catch down the field. That's just how you're gonna go, because you're gonna be boom or bust. But one thing I would say, you guys are talking about feel for the game, and that's what I'm saying to y'all point. How are you gonna leave a 6'3" wide receiver that runs a 10-1,
6'5",
6'5", all that? Like, especially that late in the game, he hadn't even made a play yet, really. Maybe caught one or two passes. At that particular point in the game, you got to have a feel. Like, I'm shading my safety towards him no matter where he is. I'm not leaving him one-on-one, especially with a free release.
Bruh, the free release is baffling. So listen, last year in 24, when the NCAA game came out, Stat Guy said they got Nick Harbor on like 100. So unless he said, I don't use Nick Harbor unless they're daring me to use Nick Harbor by leaving him one-on-one with no safety over top and they not pressing. No, like even though the dude still got to work on his hands, he's not a natural catcher of the ball.
He caught it like that.
6'5", 6'5", run a 10-1. Dog, a 10-1. And you, again, if you like, he probably strong enough that the jam ain't gonna stop him, but you gotta throw the timing off to give the defense. The defense, listen, not for nothing, Virginia Tech defense held their own, dog. And if they give him a little time to get back to the Sellers, maybe they get in the backfield. Now Sellers takes off. And he don't throw the ball, but he was able to 1, 2, 3, bam.
Yeah, just keep him in front of you. Play 7 yards. If you ain't gonna jam, you get play 7 yards off and keep him in front, because you don't have no help in the middle of the field.
Right, because if you playing 3 yards off the ball like the DB was for Virginia Tech, and you give him a free release, you just invited him to a race. Nick Harbor's winning that race.
Yeah, you in bail mode. You just chasing the whole. You lost off the line of scrimmage.
Right. Off the line of scrimmage, man. Like, I just didn't understand it. But shout out to Nick Harbor for catching the ball. He had a couple of drops in the game again. Sometimes like he fighting the ball. But we said that, he's like you say, Shawty, he's the boom or bust. I think he does look more comfortable playing the wide receiver position. He's got a lot to clean up to get to that, like what some of these guys are saying. Physically, yeah, he is a first rounder, but like as ability as a wide receiver, still got a ways to go. Stat, you about to get in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, the the thing to me is I know we were running, it was getting later in the game, but you couldn't pay me money to leave Nick Harper on an island with no safety and not if I'm doing that, it's a jailhouse blitz. The other 10 guys on the field are blitzing. Like
right, he's got to throw it before he hits his back foot. Like it's got to be It's just that was a bad call to me by Virginia Tech, who actually called a pretty solid game offensively and defensively. Shout out to South Carolina secondary. Listen. I know people gonna be like, "Well, it's just Virginia Tech." Go back, listen, man. Go back and watch those two wide receivers, the X and the Z. Both of those dudes are 6'3" plus. They both got hands. Green and Green. 0 and 3. Like those dudes was a formidable opponent, and they made some catches on Saturday. I want to say, listen, man, number 15, C Safe for South Carolina. If I'm watching the film, not to say he's not good, but if I'm watching the film, he's who I'm targeting. And I think Virginia Tech did the same thing. They went after him a lot.
But with that said, we were in position. We just lost the battle on some 50-50 balls. I'm living with our DBs. If that's what you want to do is test our DBs, I think over the longer the season, we're going to win out more than we lose in those battles. And I'm fine with advice with that.
And see, I don't know. Like I say, and that could be. But while I say Virginia Tech had some good receivers, I don't think they're the best receivers y'all going to see. So some of those, he was in position, but shout out to Drones, man. Kyron Drones from Virginia Tech. He was putting the ball where only his guy could get it. But a couple of those he dropped, y'all play LSU. I'm pretty sure you feel LSU receivers are better than Virginia Tech's receivers, top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Like I said, I think South Carolina got a good secondary, but they wasn't who stood out. You know what I'm saying? We knew Stewart was going to make his impact felt, but the guy for me that stole the show was Fred Johnson, the sophomore linebacker. If I may say, he's an upgrade at linebacker, dog.
I got a question for you guys.
What?
Because I only saw one attempt. And it's just the first game, but it's Maceo Bennett, the odd man out on offense now. So I saw them try to get the ball to the freshman. I saw him try to feed it to Nick Harwood. And in my opinion, I thought Maceo was the best route runner you guys had. But no attempt.
So he is by far probably the best route runner, and he might even have the best hands on the team. The problem is he plays the slot, and with the system that we run, he will never get the targets. We use our tight end.
At the Z then.
Well, that's the problem. The freshmen.
We brought in all these freshmen. We have tight ends that are all the tight ends run the bailout stuff. They're the underneath guys. You have big-bodied freshmen on one outside, and then you have your 6'5" All-American track star on the other outside. And
I saw the one attempt, Bullish, the zombie.
Right, Bullish. They only targeted him one time, and that was Sellers. Tried to hit him over the middle on the slant, which he actually had a step on the DB. Probably would have easily been a 15-yard gain. This is one of those throws that me and Stat talk about. While Sellers is a dynamic quarterback, he still has some things to gain in his passing game. You got to be able to get the nose of that football down over the linebacker in front of the DB. These are the things that pocket passers are able to do. Not to say I want him to be a pocket passer because that's not his strength, but these are the things that he can improve on because, like I said, but outside of that one target, to be honest with you, I think that was the only target Maceo Bennett Jr. had. And to Stat Guy's point, and it's not just Maceo, it's slots in their system. Slots in their system they're going to be the last to be looked at. It's like a lot of read options, zone read teams. They like feast or famine on the outside and tight ends short. And Shorty, you called that last week. So to Shorty's point, I mean, of course, he's my nephew, so I want him to get targets. So I would want him to move to that Z spot so he can be on the outside and get those targets. But I think like we saw that want to say was it Murph or Murphy?
Donovan Murph.
He got a lot of snaps at that Z, if I'm not mistaken, on the opposite side of Nick Harbour. Again, he's taller. I don't think he's as good a route runner in the hands, but I think he got good hands. He's a freshman, but I think he gives him more of that deep threat. Whereas they targeted I knew they would. They targeted the tight end a lot, just like they did last year, and that's just the game that's going to be played. You know what I'm saying, with Sellers at quarterback. Now they got Aaron Nolan behind them, and they got Cutter Woods, the freshman, I think the offense will make some adjustments going forward next year, and maybe that slot will get more targets. But in this offense, I don't know. It's crazy.
When you're talking about playing your best 11, you got to, especially as a coach. I don't care if he had the X, Z, Y, whatever position letter you want to put on it. You got to find a way to get your best route runner and pass catcher opportunities. Got to.
Right. And that was I would say this. I don't think like Mike Shula didn't do bad, but I think there are some things that he can do better, and that's one of them. Bullet says, come on, though, his first game, like UGA has things to take. No, right. Everybody has things to clean up. You can't take it like this is what fans do. Y'all take it to heart because we say somebody got to clean something up. Watch the game, dog. They have to clean it up. Like when we talk about UGA, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of tune in tomorrow at 8:00 on Respect the Hedges. I'm going to tell you everything the UGA got to clean up. But right now, South Carolina, Virginia Tech is what's on topic, dog. It is what it is. He got to clean it up. It doesn't matter if it's first game or if it's the last game. Dog, y'all take it so personal because somebody don't come on here. Listen, it's the wrong channel if you want rainbows and sunshines, my guy. We're going to just give you what we feel is the truth. That's just what it is. We appreciate you tuning in, but that's just what we do. We ain't here to pump the sunshine up everybody, you know what. So, and that's coming. Listen, not to mention, Stat Guy is a South Carolina fan, and he's saying the same thing.
I know he sees the logo.
Right.
Now I will say, if you want to hear some sunshine and rainbows and Lenora Sellers winning the Heisman, you can tune in Thursday to the Stat Line with the Stat Guy. And I'll give you all about how Lenoris is your Heisman Trophy winner after week 1.
To be honest with you, I don't even think that's sunshine pump. I think Lenoris showed on the first drive throughout the game that he's a dynamic playmaker. That's what he is. He showed on that when they was trying to salt the game away. He rolled out. The guy had him dead to rights in the backfield, tried to tackle him up around the shoulder, shook him off, ran around the left edge. Another guy had a beat on him.
Bigger than the running back, ain't he?
Right. So it's like, come on, man. It's like, dude, the Sellers it's hard to get the dude on the ground. Now,
like 235.
Shout out to VTech's D-line, man, because again, they caused some havoc. Sellers is just one of those guys that can make your O-line look better than it is. And me and Stat Guy talked about that. Stat still not impressed with the O-line. Stat, your thoughts on the O-line?
Man, look, four sacks. Sellers broke probably another 3 or 4 that could have been sacks if he wasn't wearing his Superman cape. They got beat up front. Not moving people. And then even when we did get the running game rolling, it wasn't as much of them opening up holes as much as Sewell bouncing off of people like the pinball he is.
Right. And
even Attaway kind of making some stuff happen. It wasn't like the O-line was opening up these gaping holes for these guys to walk through. Like you hear the phrase, and oh man, you can drive a Mack truck through it. It wasn't none of that. There was some tough yardage in there. So, but you know what? They played a bunch of guys. They rotated some pieces. And so to be able to do that against an ACC opponent, come away with the win. Now you get you a little tune-up next week. Try some more things out. I think by the time we get into the meat potatoes of the schedule, we'll have the 5 we're ready to roll with.
Yeah, and I think the defense lost a lot of pieces, but I think they look very solid. I think this is a good win for South Carolina. I think Virginia Tech, regardless of what they end up being as a record, drones look better. Their receivers look for real. I like their running back, number 27. Their D-line got pressure. I think they're going to be a force in the ACC. Maybe I don't think they're going to challenge for the ACC, but I think they're going to maybe divert some people's path to the ACC if they're not careful. And I'm interested to see that Vandy VTech game next week with Pavia. Trojan fight. George Rogers, South Carolina running back.
1980.
1980. Yeah. So he played when Herschel Walker played. Herschel won it 1 year. He won it 1 year, and I forget who won the other year. But yeah, George Rogers won. Bo won in 84, I thought. Herschel was going to 80. I could be wrong on Bo's year, but I thought he won in 84. I could be wrong, but South Carolina was an independent, right?
Yeah.
South Carolina was an independent. He won the Heisman. So Lenoris would be their second Heisman Trophy winner if he were to win. And I think his odds are in the top 3, if I'm not mistaken.
How about South Carolina going up to Virginia Tech and out special teaming them too?
Hey, that's one of my positives. The special teams. Listen, the TD, the return for a TD was definitely good, but the punter pinning them inside the 10 in the, I want to say it was the first or the second quarter. I'm like, those things don't get talked about enough, because when you have a team that can't really move the ball on you, if you pin them behind the 20, make them go 80 plus yards, that's huge for a defense, dog. Like, because you got your whole defense, you know what I'm saying, making them go the whole field. What I say is Sellers had a good game. Definitely a dynamic playmaker. He's always got. It's almost like he always gonna make South Carolina's offense right. I used to, like, during basketball, I used to tell my offensive guy, like when we got the ball, the defense always wrong because they don't know what we're doing. That's kind of what it is with Sellers. Like, you don't know what he gonna do. Like, the dude might run, he might throw it, he might run to the line and then throw it over your head. I don't know. It's almost like he keeps them in a position where they can always be right. Again, I do want to see him improve on the intermediate throws across the middle and his pocket presence. So a lot of times you go back and watch Sellers. A couple of times, even though the offensive line you say didn't play good, a couple of times they gave him a pocket, and dude was like a pinball in the pocket, just moving side to side. I'm like, stand there. They giving you a pocket, dog. Find the receiver and throw the ball. Like, sometimes it's almost like muscle memory. He just want to get up and get out of that pocket. He's such a dynamic runner. The run game was absent. I think a lot of that had to do with the O-line. If they clean up the O-line, I think y'all got two SEC running backs. Faison looked good. Attaway didn't look bad. He didn't look the greatest between the tackles, but that's not his thing, so it doesn't matter. I think he didn't look bad. He's a great second running back to Faison. Defense, athletic, physical. Again, Cisse got targeted a lot. Kilgore was who he was. They faced two really good wide receivers. I think Fred Johnson, I know it's week 1. I think Fred Johnson is good enough at all 3 phases, like rushing the passer, stopping the run, and getting in pass coverage, to be on the Butkus Award watch list. I'm not saying he gonna win it, so don't get at me. I'm just saying that he got the tools, because the dude was in the backfield. He had some tackles for loss. He was stuffing the run game. He was in pass coverage, had an interception, 6 tackles, 4 assists. Fred Johnson all over the place stat. So hey, looking good for that defense down there in Columbia. So
I was gonna say also the front 4 replacing 3 starters. The guys in the middle were as advertised. They are some big boys filling up some space.
Front 4 look fast too.
The front 4 definitely looks better than I thought they would, losing all that talent. I will say Virginia Tech was able to get more push than I thought they should have been able to get, but that might be to Virginia Tech's O-line, credit. Because I feel like the line last year would have stopped TJ Sanders and Tonka. I mean, right. they was different though, but it's like they got a chance to get some chemistry, and who knows down the line. I think for sure the secondary was good. I think that linebacker unit played like they've been playing for South Carolina for 3 years, to be honest with you. And not to say they haven't been on the team, but they hadn't had those starting snaps. So, you know what I'm saying? So. Now to our new segment, and if you're just not joining us, man, appreciate you joining the Snap Count on the Fanatic Sports Network, where we talk all things SEC. We're going to start a segment every Monday after the weekend's games. We're going to give what we call like a sort of stock up, stock down. We're going to call it the Snap Count Crowd Control. That's right, Snap Count Crowd Control. So standing room only is like stock up. Who stock is rising after this week? We'll do this each week. Sometimes you might be rising, sometimes you might be falling. Standing room only means everybody on the bandwagon, everybody in the stands want to see you play, so your stock is rising. Echo in the stands mean people are leaving before the 4th quarter because your stock is definitely falling.
Like Alabama fan did the weekend.
They was hitting the door. They was definitely hitting the door. So, all right. So mine's up first. My standing room only is South Carolina linebacker Fred Johnson. I just talked about it. The dude he got lateral quickness. He's agile. He's physical. Again, can play on all 3 levels. I felt like coming into the game, everybody expected Dylan Stewart to do what he did. He did, but Fred Johnson stole the show, man. I felt like, if I'm not mistaken, he was SEC Player of the Week. Yeah, I thought I saw on Twitter, Defensive Player of the Week, one of them anyway. Also, LSU's DC, Blake Baker, shout out to him for finally finding a home for Harold Perkins and actually getting that defense right. Now he made improvements in his first year last year, but last Saturday it looked good. Tennessee's quarterback Joey Aguilar looked so much more comfortable than Nico ever did, especially passing the ball. He's not the runner that Nico is, but he might not have to be if he can pass the ball. Now Echo in the stands. Bama strength and conditioning coach. They look gassed after the first quarter. They look weaker than Florida State. They look slower than Florida State. They wasn't giving any effort. And maybe this is just a one moment, and then they're going to improve the rest of the time. But right now, Bama strength and conditioning coach got to get it together. UGA fans, Echo in the stands. Listen, man, why y'all hate watching Carson Beck? Tell me that. Why y'all hate? Literally, I saw that on social media. They said, right before kickoff, ready to hate watch Carson Beck. Why? Carson Beck ain't said nothing directly bad about. He said that he loves football again after the game last night. All season, UGA fans talk about how the chemistry was bad in the locker room. And again, insinuating that it was Carson Beck. So now the guy says he loves football again, and you're supposed to be you mad at him? Like, get over yourself, man. The dude can spin the ball. He's in a better environment. That's just what it is. Y'all say y'all happy y'all got Stockton. Be happy you got Stockton. No need to hate watch Beck. That's crazy. Texas wide receivers. Yes, Texas wide receivers, Ben G. I don't know if you agree, but if you can't get separation, I don't care what quarterback you got. It's going to cause quarterbacks to try to overcorrect, fit balls into tighter windows, and call for more turnovers. So you got to be able to get separation. Trust me. So that's mine. Now, stat guy, I'll let you read yours.
Yeah. So for standing room only, starting out with LSU's defense, you kind of hit on a little bit. Blake Baker in his second year as the DC, they feel like he finally has the pieces to run the defense he wants to run, which is a bunch of exotic blitzes, letting Harold Perkins just be all over the place and be great. But man, did they lock Clemson down, holding them to 31 rushing yards, which the ground game was something they struggled with all last year. Next, I got my South Carolina linebackers, losing both of our starters, losing the three guys that played the most at that position last year. You replace them with a true sophomore in Fred Johnson, and then two transfers in J.O. and Sean Murphy from Alabama. And the three of them are athletic. They're big. They can play east to west, which really helps in that 4-2 that we run. And they were game-changing for us defensively, kind of setting the tone. Last, I got the Auburn quarterback, Jackson Arnold. Not a great game through the air, but 136 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and did enough to go on the road and get a big-time win. And I think that's just huge for his confidence after the season he had and this offseason he had this year. Now, on the negative side of things, Alabama, man, there's that place.
You just put Alabama, the whole team, Echo in the stands.
The state, everything, dog. Like that. I don't even know if it's the team. Their fans, like, it's gonna get ugly. Like it. I'll tell you one that they better not lose to Wisconsin in 2 weeks. Like it's. I remember the early. I remember my offensive coordinator Mike Schuler coaching at Alabama. It wasn't good. He went 6-6.
Oh man! All right, that's crazy. Next, the last two.
Yeah, the South Carolina offensive line. Look, man, they gave up 51 sacks 2 years ago. They gave up 33 last year. They've already given up 4 this year with more pressures. They got to get it right if we're trying to make it to Atlanta. And then last, the Texas quarterback Arch Manning. Look, he was God's gift to earth. He was your Heisman favorite. All of this, man. Learn how to win a football game. Like the sidearm passes. Like if you want to be held at everything, welcome to the kitchen. I'm turning on the heat. I'm putting it all on you, whether fair or not. You get the glory when you win, and you get the hate when you lose. And so that loss is on him. It can't be on the defense. The defense played their butts off. And so congratulations, Arch. You're 0-1 in the year 2025. And I think there's more losses coming because I don't think you got it.
There it is. Trojan Fight said, I can't imagine getting a standing room only ticket. Hey, that's how it is when you playing good and everybody's on the bandwagon. Trojan Fight, it's only
He
standing
out of
room
conference,
only.
ain't he? And his team out of conference.
Yeah. Hey, Shawty, we got you up next, my guy.
Oh yeah, so standing room only, man. I'm going with the quarterback, Austin Simmons from Ole Miss. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check out that game. Granted, they were playing a team of smaller competition, but like me and Coach always say, when you play those teams, you're supposed to beat up on them. You're supposed to look like that. But this kid can spin the ball. I'm talking about nice, tight spiral velocity. The accuracy is there. I'm loving what I'm seeing for Ole Miss. I don't think from an offensive standpoint, especially at the quarterback position, losing the first rounder is going to affect them. Watch out for this kid, man, Mr. Simmons. So I'm high on him. I'll go to another school, Arkansas quarterback, Taylor Green. I think this kid, he kind of puts me in the mind of this, the Vitek quarterback. I think he has a lot of things he's got to work on in the passing game, but I think his legs is going to allow Arkansas to really give some teams some problems. And I think teaming him with the OC, what's my boy?
Not Chad Morris. Hold on.
I'm drawing. Can't be drawing a blank. The motorcycle guy, Bobby Petrino.
Not the motorcycle guy.
He fell off the motorcycle.
Right.
With the mysteries and all that. But anyway, but I really think I got a chance to watch that game, and I really like the way that Bobby Petrino is playing to Taylor Green's skill set. Yes. I really like that, and so my stock is high on him. I think they're gonna possibly upset a few teams that maybe think that they wouldn't. So I'm high on him.
Okay.
Again, I'm gonna go to another underrated quarterback. Hey man, his lad girlfriend didn't want him. He found a nice lady down there. She's loving him right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
with that being said, Jackson Arnold. Shout out to J.A. man. He leading it as right now. He leading the SEC in rushing. You know what I'm saying?
How about that, J.A.?
right. And again, I really think the pairing of him with this particular offensive scheme, it fits him. And it was good again to see him take off. So right now, Jackson Arnold, coming from where he just came from, his stock is all the way up right now. He's playing like that former five-star number one rated quarterback in the nation. All right.
Got it. Now echoing in the stand, man. Who leaving it before the fourth quarter, Shawty?
Man, echo in the stand. It gotta be Bama head coach Kalen DeBoer, man. This whole getting up out there early, man. I know they shell shocked right now. I get it, culture shock, all that. Man, look here, man. Again, great coach. But the irony about this coach is this right here. We talked about this with another coach. I ain't gonna shoot no shots right now. But their problem is not defense. They playing good defense. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games. They only averaging 12 points a game.
Ooh, that's nasty
coming from
work.
That's coming from a guy who's an offensive guy. That's the irony about what's going on with Alabama. You would think their defense is just bad. No, the defense is not playing bad. They can't score, coach. They don't average 12 points a game in 3 of their last 4. Well, in their last 4 games, but they don't lost 3 of their last 4 games dating back to last year.
Ooh, 12 points that's nasty work, Shawty.
Stock is down. Sell, man. You put the buy high, sell low.
Hey, get in them cars before the traffic get bad.
Yeah, man. God, no. My other stock down. Who I had next?
Kentucky. The whole team.
Kentucky as a team. Honestly, I think it's over with for Kentucky. We saw what they struggled with Toledo. I honestly think Kentucky is the worst team in the conference this year. I had them right below Mississippi at the 16th spot and Mississippi at 15th. Kentucky's bad. I think the era for Stoops is over. It's time to make change.
Mississippi State and Kentucky bringing up the rear. Listen, if we go based off how they played against lesser competition, I'm in full agreement with you, my guy.
Yeah. And this right here at the end of the day, I know my Texas fans don't want to hear it, but the stock got to be down just based on what we thought the IPO price was going to be coming into the season. You know what I'm saying? He IPO'd at 100. After this Saturday, that thing done drop down to about $30 a share. You know what I'm saying?
Buy, hey, Texas gonna say buy low, sell high.
You know what I'm saying? The stock, right? The stock down right now. With that being said, if you know anything about stocks, this one you got to power back on them. Buy it wide low because you got a chance to really show out in the next 2, 3, 4 games before you get into the beef of the season. So right now the stock go up and down. Just right now this week, baby, it down based off the performance of the this past week.
Right, Benji say he buying right now. That's when you're supposed to buy. When the stands is empty, the stocks is low, and then that way you can come out on top when they come out on top. So, hey, I'm with all of that, man. I actually agree with everything you guys said as well. Listen, Kentucky, I guess Stoops just like I like coaching. At this point, sometimes you just like coaching so much you don't want to get up. You know what I'm saying? But
I think they're tired on him too, Coach.
It might be tired of that sandwich, huh? Oh, they got to get it down. I'm in agreement with everything you said everything y'all said on the standing room only, man. Jackson Arnold again. We can't say it enough. He looked really comfortable. As simple as that. He looked really comfortable out there. He looked happier. Again, somebody in the comments, I forget, it might have been Trojan Fighter Benji, said that Carson Beck looked happier. Like that, sometimes you need a change. Sometimes it's best for both sides when you get that change, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to the guys in the standing room only and everybody echoing in the stands. Hey man, look at the man in the mirror and get it together, because you don't get on the list 2 weeks in a row. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I have to change this list, but we'll see coming out of next week if we're gonna have to change that list or not, man. So before we get out of here, Shawty, tell the people where they can find you. Final thoughts on the show, anything about SEC Week 1.
Yeah, man, just happy to be back for another week. I think Stat Guy said it early in the show, in the beginning of the show, man. It was just good to really have, college football. I mean, week 0 almost felt like a tease or something, like no deal. Right. It didn't even feel like college football. So it was good to have this week. Shout out to the schedule makers, man, because this was an awesome first week of football. With that being said, man, you can find me here with Coach I and Stat Guy Mondays, sometime Wednesdays or Thursdays, something like that. My show, obviously, just my damn opinion. You know what I'm saying? You can find me sometimes on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. But yeah, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man, for everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to the panel.
Stat Guy, final thoughts. SEC Week 1.
Hey, we survived the off season. We survived the first week of the season. If your team ain't 1-0, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, we ready for them polls to come out. Look out. Gamecocks going to be top 10 tomorrow. We coming for the world. Atlanta bus, baby.
There it is.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Tell BNG, man, they still undefeated in conference play, baby.
BNG said he didn't think Week 1 was awesome. He is our resident Longhorn fan. Man. I can see why. Hey, right.
Win percentage right now, baby. Y'all 0-0 like everybody else, man.
Right. So because I'll say football is back. Tell the AP to rank USC. Listen, I ain't want to say this. We're gonna step outside the conference before I give my last final thoughts on SEC Week 1. I was talking to my friend USCJ, another content creator. Y'all check him out. USCJ's a fan of Trojan, the Southern Cal Trojans, man, and he does great content. He put out earlier in the preseason that they was gonna go 11-1. He changed it to 12-0 after watching, USC run out of points on the scoreboard. Me and Stat Guy reviewed the schedule, and I told him today, I retweeted it, I told him, I said 10-2 is the floor for USC. That should be what's expected this year. And CFP or bust. Anything else will be uncivilized for Lincoln Riley. I'm going to tell you that because it's Michigan, Notre Dame, and Oregon. Those are the only, that's it. Those are the only competition that USC has. And if he doesn't, I don't care what the buyout is. Somebody need to call him into the office and have a talk with him. That's all I'm saying. Hey, 10-2 or better. Anything less is uncivilized for Lincoln Riley. So we'll see how that play out. And back to the SEC, man. SEC, college football fan, SEC fan. I had a great weekend. Again, if you want to see more detailed breakdown on UGA, tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. for me and Shawty and the rest of the crew talking UGA. We're going to tell us what we need to clean up, what was good, some things that may worry some of us, maybe not worry some of us, but we want to look to see how it's going to look against better competition. overall, we had a good weekend. Won the game. That's all you can ask for. The SEC overall 4-2. Hey man, they lost they lost at Ohio State, but I think Ohio State's one of the top 3 teams in the nation. Thought it before the season, and they showed why. I think Arch will get better. I'm a Arch fan. He didn't impress on Saturday, but I think he'll get better as the season go along. I just need Ohio State Arch to come to Athens on whatever day he come. He can have the rest of the season be good, but whatever day he comes in November to Athens.
We like in the Arch show. He ain't did nothing else.
Facts. Kentucky as a program, look for a coach, man. I think both of y'all need to take notes from Jackson Arnold and Carson Beck and Georgia and Oklahoma and part ways so both teams and programs can be, in better places, because right now it's like Kentucky's the Titanic and everybody's looking for the door floating in the ocean. So we appreciate y'all tapping in, man, every Monday at 8 p.m. Snap count on the Fan Addict Sports. We're going to be doing our reaction. It gives us a couple of days or at least 24 to 36 hours to calm down, come to a level-headed, conclusions and not overreact. so to say. And then on Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. right here on the Fan Addict, man, Snap count. We'll be giving you the weekend's previews for the upcoming games. And then on Tuesdays, it's Respect the Hedges, talking all things Georgia. And then on Thursdays, hey, get with Stat Guy. He gonna be pumping the Sellers for Heisman bus come Thursday on the Stat Line, all Gamecock football, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We're talking all SEC. Appreciate everybody in the comments today, man. That's what I like. I like when y'all come and get in the comments. We like, going back and forth and conversing with everybody in the comments. Shout out to Trojan Fight, BNG, Ben Shaw, who else we got? Stevie G, Will Smith. I'm going through them. I'm gonna get to y'all. We had a lot of comments today. That's what we like to see, man. Bullish Nazem. Hold on. Bullish Zambi Rebel. I don't want to say that. Dr. Govan, First Lady. Who else we had in here? I think that might be it. Might be some more. If I missed you, I apologize, but appreciate all y'all getting there.
The First Lady wasn't the First Lady.
Yeah, I said that. I said okay. First Lady. Yeah. We got to get First Lady. We don't want to get on her bad side. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tune in. We appreciate it, man. Till next time, we'll see you. For my guy Shouty, Stat Guy, I'm Coach I. We up out of here.
Peace.